And we are live here in the Indigo Inspire Live Studios. And coming side saddle is Sherwin from the Gospel Music Buzz, coming from New York, New York, man. How you doing?
I am good. I mean, after last night with all that storm, I mean, I'm good. I'm good. And I'm sure you have your own, your own stories in the storm, but yeah, we're here.
We are here. We're here. We are safe. And we are so glad that you guys took time out of your busy evening to join us tonight for a packed show. We're talking with producers and writers tonight. And so we've got some incredible guests that you will not want to miss. But before we get into our first guest, we want to make sure that you share this live. Let everybody know that if you're watching on Facebook, you can copy the link and share the link. We are live on Facebook as well. We'd like to welcome everybody here live on Facebook as well. And take the opportunity while you're on here to follow us on social media to know who's going to be our next guest on the next show here on the Indigo Inspire Live Facebook page as well. So without further ado, we're bringing to the virtual studios. I love this group. I found out about this group several years ago through Gina Wright in Nashville. And she shared a song that I will win. And the group was called Sensere because the first time I heard them, I went absolutely bonkers because it opens up with these horns that it's like sounding the call, like, hey, is he here? But it was awesome. It was awesome. So we want to bring the producer of Sensere as well as he does everything, percussions, he plays strings, he does it all. The one and only James JDubb Wright is in the virtual studio.
Welcome.
Welcome, my brother. We are so excited to have you here on the show. I've been wanting to get you in here for a minute. And so the opportunity to have you here is amazing.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna label this producers night, and because you bring so much to the table as far as I'm concerned. We can talk about the musicality group and just how they just entertain and just really engage you with just their overall stage presence. But there's a lot that goes behind the scenes of productions and what that really means as a producer for Sensere, and I'm sure for other artists as well. So I'm going to turn it over right now to my co-host, Sherwin from Gospel Music Buzz, who will lead out with the first set of questions.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show again. Appreciate you coming on with us this evening. And yeah, I mean, again, being a fan of you guys, you guys releasing amazing quality, high quality in every sense of the word, even right down to the photo shoot with those dashikis and everything. I'm like, come on, my brother, Wakanda forever and all that stuff.
Wow. Listen, and for those of you who didn't see it, I'm going to put this on the screen real fast. This is actually the flyer we used actually to announce that who's going to be on the show. But okay, here we go. Check this out. I mean, come through here, earth, wind, and fire. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, let's get it right.
Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out.
Let's go. So, just talk to us a little bit, So, to operate on that level, what are some of the things, that someone need to really, whether it's an independent artist, someone coming up, like, what are some of the things you would say is pivotal to surround yourself with, as far as like building out a team, as far as just being able to put together your image and put all of this together that you're learning as you're going through right now?
I would say you can save a whole lot of time by not rushing things out. I think for Sensere, we went, because see, this is right now, we've done 3 albums. And I think before that, we haven't released them, but we've done about 2 or 3 albums before the first one in 2011 was released.
Interesting. Okay.
The group is quite mature. But I would say not rushing things out. I'm saying that to say, find out who you are first. So when you build that team, they can do exactly what you envision. That's the thing. With me, with Sensere, I didn't know too much about the music industry when I first started them. Okay. So I wanted to be mid condition one day, and then I wanted to be Ohio Players the next day, and then I wanted to be, until we actually found our sound and our niche. And when we found that, I was able to effectively introduce Sensere as you guys know it, And I think that's about 2011 when the first album came out, and then 2012 we went on a tour. And I always say 2012 was a tour that is the reason why you guys even know us, even through word of mouth, because that tour is the tour we went out with no gigs at all, no team experiences. We just said we were going to get in the van and drive. And when we got in the van and drove, that's when BET called about Bobby Jones. That's when 700 Club called. We had put out calls to them before, so that's how they knew to call us back. But we did not have anything solidified or booked. So I would say stepping out on faith is one, but building a team should come after you know yourself, because a team can be scattered everywhere. Everybody can have the vision of what you should be, but it's really they have to do what God has placed in your heart to do. They got to do what you envision in your mind, and that's how the team can be effective. When the head don't even know how what he or she is, it'll be hard for the team to put the people out there. So I say first start with yourself. Start with praying, talking to God about who you are in this music industry, because you may not supposed to come out with projects. You might supposed to sing in church. You may supposed to be just streaming. You might. I mean, it's all success is achieved so many different ways, and there's so many different versions of success. So I know, sort of like I reference a band like Red Hands. They're younger than us, but they've created such a buzz on social media that is undeniable. You know what I'm saying? They didn't exactly go I know they have had radio singles out and stuff, but that wasn't like their main focus on how you knew who Red Hands was. Red Hands was a big success to me through Instagram and all of that stuff, and then it spilled over into now they're doing what they're doing. So but Red Hands also, I feel like Red Hands knew who they were before they start pushing things out.
That's good.
So, I would say start with yourself, and then the team can do exactly what you want them to do. They have clear direction how to get there and everything. So that's the first thing. I know that's not a popular answer to people, but
that's
that.
Yeah, but it is an authentic answer. And then I can just, as I'm thinking about, you make the comparison with how Red Hands is coming out now, and just in the short amount of time, I'm going to say somewhere between 5 years, Jay, somewhere between that. The difference in the social media push, as opposed to, when you were doing it, as opposed to what it is now, is vastly different. Because like you said, you were still on the traditional grind of, we're going to get out here. We're not going to, we're not going to schedule anything, or we don't have anything tour, but let word of mouth be the thing that propels us forward.
Yeah.
And, once you found your niche, and I think there is such a treasure to be had in that experience, because what I'm also afraid of on the other side is so many people get so social media famous that when you see them in person, you're actually going to on a certain level almost find yourself disappointed.
Yeah.
So the juxtaposition of that is also an issue too. So I think, as you said, with Red Hands being, and this is not their show, but just an artist who is focused on knowing who you are, find out who you are, as you're saying, and even through the process of you find out who you were, and once you found your niche and you clicked into who you were as a producer, who Sensere was as a group, then you knew this was your lane, because and truly, you guys have a lane that is just your lane, because
that's true.
Yeah. So there's nobody else coming in that lane. Sensere got that lane. It's on lock, and that's the genuineness of the fact that where you are is where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
But I think even with that too, right, James, is that when you're aware of who you are, and I'm glad you started with that, because when you're aware of who you are, then you're also not susceptible, to comparison. Yes, everyone draws inspiration, but it's one thing when you're looking and comparing and you're feeling crippled because you don't want to make a move, and you don't want to do all these different things. But when you just know who you are, then you can just operate at that high level and just keep flowing without looking for validation, without looking for anything. I think you guys have clearly done that. You continue to do that. And, we're looking forward with everything else you guys have to come, that you're just going to keep doing that. So clearly that's a good way to start.
Well, nobody can beat you being you. That's what we pride ourselves off of.
Yeah.
Like, we know that there are other young rising bands that's coming up now, because we've been on the scene for a little minute, but we know, like we're talking about Red Hands, Kyrie has known us a long time, not personally, but known of our work. So the thing is when you be authentic and you be yourself, that will draw the attention to what you do. Trying to be somebody else or trying to be what the industry wants you to be, that never really works out. You might even have success for that first record or for a little time, and then it's over, and then you're trying to do what you really want to do and it don't pan out. So it's always important to me to know that coming out, because whatever you come out with, that leaves a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
The plus side about back then when we came out is that social media wasn't so heavy. So we had room for mistakes. We put some up on iTunes, but people were still buying CDs. Remember when iTunes came into play? It was basically not as needed as it is now.
Yeah.
So we were still selling a bunch of CDs. So the thing is how many CDs can we really sell being independent, where it would leave a lasting impression? That would take a lot of CDs that we did not sell. So the first set of CDs that we had a chance to do it a few times and get it right.
Absolutely.
With our city.
Absolutely.
And it's funny you mentioned, and just real quick, Patrice, if you're about to go do it, but funny you mentioned CDs, because I was doing a design job with someone the other night, and there's something we wanted to compare, and I'm like looking around the house to see if I can find a CD. I'm like, where do I have my CDs? It was just one of those things, like I couldn't go to a fixed location and pick up a CD, because even if I were to have a CD, it's like, where am I even playing the CD? So it's so weird. But yeah,
don't throw your things out. Don't throw your things out.
All of my CDs.
I have my CDs. I have my LPs, and
I do have a player for that much. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I still have that. Along with if you don't have Stevie Wonders in an LP 33, you don't have nothing.
I know. Give me some LPs. I know that.
And that's coming back, so which is cool too. So that's pretty cool too.
An LP. I think I might release an LP version of this new album that comes out next year.
Oh, listen, okay, you heard it right here today on Indigo Inspire Live.
Just like that.
Just like that. Just like that. Hey, James, when did you find that you first had that gift for producing? Because that didn't just start with Sensere. I mean, literally, when did you first know that you had that gift?
Well, I noticed when I was about maybe I would say 6 years old, 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My dad sung in a quartet group, and I know he used to sit us up front on stage, but it would be like off to the side while he was singing and playing and doing whatever. And I know after we come out of that concert or that singing, that's what they call the quartet, singings. Then it would be like I would be just like making up songs based off of what I heard and making up, lyrics and trying to play it actually. But I know it really, really started manifesting in me when I was probably, I'll say, elementary school, 5th grade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I got this keyboard that my mom had a church. My mom and my stepdad had a church back in the days, and they closed the church down for a little minute, and the keyboard that was at the church was at the house. And you actually can make beats on it. And so it was very limited because it didn't have much memory. So you had to use what you can, and after that it'd be like, okay, that's enough. You can't add no more.
Okay.
So I would make stuff on that keyboard and make songs and stuff, and the rest of it was up from there. And I think by the time I was 12 years old, my dad had me in the studio helping him produce music.
Wow.
Awesome. Now we're going to let me ask you this question. Let me see. Do you remember the first piece of music that you produced and put out?
What was the, say it again?
The very first piece of music that you produced for the public to hear.
Wow. I would say it's nothing you can go and get on iTunes or anything because it's not out. But my dad did an album some years ago. I would say about 2002 or something like that. And I think that was the first piece of music that actually came out. That actually had something to do with it.
And what was that feeling to actually have it out for now, not just for you to hear in the privacy of your studio, but now it's public and others are hearing it. What was that first feeling like?
When that happened as a young teenager, I was excited. I was ecstatic. I was like trying to let everybody hear, trying to tell everybody I got the CD out.
He's basically selling it from the trunk of his car. Like after school, you just pop that trunk up. Like, let's get it.
Yep. Telling everybody in churches, I produced that song.
Awesome. Now, one of the things we're going to fast forward to Sensere. Now, when did Sensere first come together? And I mean, when you all just got together as a band, I mean, how many years did you know each other? Did you grow up together and you decided, you know what, we're going to come together? I mean, how did this band, really just come to fruition?
Well, Sensere has been, it was formed with a different set of guys when I first put it together. I put it together in like 2000, I would say 2003 or 2004. But we don't use those years as counting towards how long we've been in existence because that was a totally different set of guys. That was when we haven't found ourselves. I didn't know where I haven't found myself because all of the guys that that were in that band are nowhere near us right now. Some of them are off doing their own thing, and so with that being said, I think it was I think 2011 was that moment.
Okay.
I think 2011 was that moment that we knew, and I grew with when those set of guys came with me, we turned into brothers, and those set of guys have been in here 10 years plus. Well, because they came in. No, they came. The 2011 was the first album, but they came 2009.
Okay,
got it.
Awesome.
With those guys, that's how I auditioned them and everything like that, because since it was starting to have a name around the city, so people wanted to see if they could sing with us, if it was possible. I would say now, these guys, which is, we got some new band members and stuff, which every artist, kind of swap through the band as musicians move on to other things. But I would say with this set of guys, they are definitely my brothers. We have a little situation where we're releasing this the LP I was telling you about. I might release an LP version of it. We did a live recording, a virtual live recording. But COVID really made a lot of things complicated for musicians and band members and also singers in my group. It tore things apart. So with us, we was even contemplating, is this our last album? But everybody had found out when we released it, because this virtual concert is not just a concert. It's going to be a few songs, and then you're going to see the whole life of making this album and what happened and all that. We've been having cameras in our sessions and our meetings and around with us, so you see like what happens, and then you'll know if we're going to do an album after this.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're going to take an opportunity to play that hit song that really kind of just filled you guys up to well, we need to know who these guys are.
Yeah.
So here we go. Sensere put this out, I think it was 2017, 2018, when you put out Win. Is that correct?
Yep. 2018.
Yep. Here we go. So everybody, here we go. Sensere, Win. Get funky. It's 5 a.m. in the morning. Get on up. Get God's glory. No matter what the world may throw, you gotta know that you will win. Winning is the only way. Gotta get on the way. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. Go on straight. Stay on the path. No matter what they do, I will stay. Early in the morning, even in the noonday, late in the evening, I will win. I'm gonna push toward tomorrow. Do you feel me? How are you here? It's all working for my good. I'm excited. It's all good in the hood. Good in the hood. Winning is the only way. Gotta get on the way. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. Gotta walk straight. Stay on the path. Ooh, yeah. No matter what they do, I will stay. Yeah. Oh, come on, I will win. Even when you're not going away. I will win. Early in the morning,
Come on, y'all. Get funky. Been a place so lovely. We winners, baby. Whatsoever we do, we gotta do it right. Oh, no. Oh. Get on up and say, get on up and say, let's do all the mark for the price of the higher. Come on in Jesus. I win. I win. Tell your neighbor, no matter what comes, no matter what goes on, no matter what I gain, no matter what I lose, I still win. I still win. I press. I press. Ooh, yeah.
Well, listen, that was Win. That was the one that really bust them out of the gate. They were already out the gate, but talk about propulsion. I mean, that really, everybody was asking, who is
exactly? Who's Sensere? Who is Sensere?
Who is Sensere? Even to the even go ahead.
No, I was saying that was definitely our biggest song.
Yeah. That thing propelled you so much that you ended up landing on the cover of Root magazine, which has become like one of the premier gospel music publications in the country. Yeah. And the fact that you guys landed on there and just had an opportunity also to be a part of the beginnings of that publicity in a real professional manner, it was really just absolutely incredible. And if you have not seen Sensere in person, whenever they are in town, you have got to see them. That, you know, seeing on video is one thing, but having that face-to-face personal experience with them, it's absolutely incredible.
And you guys did perform at the Root 10th anniversary celebration as well, too, right?
We did. Yeah.
I saw you guys because I was in the audience, and when you guys came up and performed there that night, I mean, that was the long night as it was already. But when you guys got up there, I was like, okay.
No. So we can't let Hassan hear that. But go ahead.
No, I mean, it was a dope night, but I mean, it was a lot happening that night. I mean, it's always a lot happening when you're in Vegas, but I mean, it was really dope.
Root Magazine has done so much good in gospel music, so I knew it was going to be a long night. I knew they say it was what anniversary was it? 10?
It was 10. Yeah, I think it's 10. Yeah.
I knew that it was going to be every gospel artist paying tribute. I knew it was going to be.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, the room was like electrifying. It really was, with all these industry people in there and everybody. Sensere. I mean, every artist that performed that night. I mean, they came up with their A game. You know, I said, listen, if it was possible for Hassan to afford to put this, on as a one night tour, like an arena, the place would be packed because everybody brought it. And, you know, Sensere, all of you brought it. And it was absolutely incredible night. I'm hoping that, you know, it would be nice if Hassan I'm going to have to call him and tell him to put something like a video or something. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we pay $1, you know, Facebook Live type of thing, you know, pay $1 to see it again. So, yeah.
That was a great thing. It was one of the baddest shows I've seen during the Stellar Awards. Like, nothing like that. So,
hands down.
Absolutely, hands down.
I wanted to begin. And the one he did in Nashville was the same way. It was like, we saw people walk on the stage and we were like, good God Almighty. It was good. It was like, it was great.
It was all that and more, and it was good for Indigo Works to be a part of that and be one of the sponsors of the event. And so, and celebrating everything, he was doing, what we were doing. And it was absolutely incredible. So I'm looking forward to having that, that personal experience again with concerts again. I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, so you got a new single coming out, Do It. Yeah. So let's talk about, we've gone from, from that popularity and just the real, vibrancy of Win. And now you're shifting to Do It. Now, how does that, where are we going from there to now? What's your thought process behind that?
I don't know. It's just, it's funny to me. That's why it's always good to hear, other people, what their thoughts are about it. And like I just heard you say, it's like, it's to you can hear a clear difference. Mm-hmm. For me, I think it's along the same lines again, positivity. And a lot of people procrastinate. They want to do things with their life and they never get to it. And that song is just to encourage them to just get up and do it. Whatever God is laying on your heart, whatever God is put into you, whatever vision he's giving you, mm-hmm. when he gives you the go ahead, get up and do it. And that's what this whole song is about, motivating people to do it. So when I heard a lot of people were saying they worked out to win. Mm-hmm. Go jogging with Win on, they will go work out, lift weights with Win. So this song, we are definitely approaching the same thing. Get up, do it, work out, do whatever you got to do to get what you got to get. You know what I'm saying? And that's mm-hmm. what Do It is all about, is encouraging people, just like Win was. Mm-hmm. So that's how we got there, because Win kind of inspired us to do that. Actually, our manager, Gerald, once again, he the one chose Win. I have to be honest, Win wasn't even my choice for a single.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
No, it was an album opener. My choice was something else, mm-hmm. But when he heard the whole album, Gerald was like, oh no. He was like, I think we just accidentally got a huge smash. And he was like, Win is that one. I say, are you serious? That's like, you think they're gonna like that? Mm-hmm. It's like, put Win out, and the rest is history with Win. When that was our first top 30 hit. We had this song called Got Jesus back in the days. It was like mm-hmm. 2011, 2012. That went top 50. Yeah. But Win was our first top 30, getting us all the publicity, all of the things. Wow. It was a show that it wasn't a show that I could call that wouldn't say yeah, because of Win, Yeah. But Do It, I hope to achieve the same energy. Do It, it's amazing, because when this group writes a song, when we write a song, we always end up having to live those lyrics. And that's what living right now, because it's a lot going on with COVID and everything, and you don't want to do anything, Yeah. But that song encourages me, just get up and do it, Don't Absolutely. Worry about what's going on around you. You be the shift, you be the one that gets up and shows the world, and show the world, what getting up and do it really means.
Absolutely. And right now we are going to play a little snippet. We're not going to play the whole thing because it's going to be released in the matter of on the 3rd.
Yeah, it goes up to pre-order.
Yeah.
Pre-order tomorrow, and then it'll be out on the 24th.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll play just a little bit of snippet of Do It.
it. Oh, don't let fear take over your soul. Do it, just do it. It may be invisible, just make it visible. Why do it tomorrow when you can do it today? Pick up the pace. Yeah, you only get one life. Get up and move. See what God has for you. Don't stop. Fade away. There's nothing to it, nothing to it. Let's do it. Do it.
Yes. I know y'all wanted me to play the whole thing, but I can't do that.
James is there like, oh, wait, where we stopping? Where we stopping?
Oh, yeah. Because what I want you to do is go ahead and pre-order this single tomorrow that's in preparation for release in later part of September. And we are just so excited, seriously, Jay, for what everything has been happening with the band and what you've been doing production-wise. And your grind is just, and I love the thing about your band is the excellence of the musicians. You're not compromising the integrity of the excellence of what you bring to the table. So that really is so just like powerful. So you're saying, listen, we're not going to rush to put something out until it's ready to be put out.
Right.
Yeah. So I really am so glad about the fact that you got this coming out. Now, pre-order single, and we're talking about the LP full album release being when, or you don't want to say yet?
Well, we're talking about more than likely February.
Okay.
So
2022.
January, February. We got to give people a chance to rest from the holidays. So we're talking about maybe February.
Okay. All right. So we're talking this point now. We're gonna come out the gate first quarter with this one. Oh, I smell a stellar in the mix. I smell a stellar.
So my guys, I told them, I said we gotta speak this thing. You know, it's a Grammy and Stellar in the works.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. I just actually became one of the members of the Grammy Academy. So
congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, and one of the members, one of the, what they call it, a mentor and the voting member. So
awesome.
Congratulations. That is really is something that's definitely a spot to be garnered. So congratulations on that. And congratulations on the entire band. So, and before you leave, James, how can people find you on social media?
Oh, you can find us on Instagram, official Sensere. But let me tell you how to spell Sensere, because we spell it different. It's Sensere. So you can find us on official Sensere, Sensere. That's on IG, Instagram. You can find us official Sensere on Facebook and also on Twitter. So we're on all those sites. And actually, when our new website gets up, sensereband.com.
Awesome. There you go, right there within the on the screen. You'll find official Sensere on all their social media outlets. So, James, thank you so much.
Appreciate you hanging with us, James.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming back to Philly.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be here because we want to talk about this documentary. And when this whole project comes out, we may have to back up having a show and have the whole band on. It'll be awesome. All right.
Yep. We're ready.
All right. Cool. All right, everybody. Say goodbye, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
All right. Take it easy.
Oh man, you left us with Wakanda wherever.
Exactly.
Wakanda forever.
With that outfit, he has to.
Hey. And we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come up now. Oh my goodness, with our next guest, LeBron Arnwine. Yes. So we will be right back after this message. Thank you so much for tuning in to Indigo Inspire Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited about a brand new show that we have in addition to the collab happening Mondays, starting this month and starting September the 20th, premiering Movers and Shakers, where we are focused on influencers within the music industry. And so we are really excited about bringing all these incredible people that you'll be meeting over the next season that really have an inspirational story, but also individuals that you hopefully will garner and glean from so that you too can one day be a mover and a shaker. And that's not to say you're not, but you can hear their stories and exactly how they are shaping the industry that you so love, which is the gospel music industry. And so we're excited about that. And on September the 20th, kicking off Movers and Shakers is the one and only Greg Uncle G Lyons is in the building. Unc is in the building. And so he's going to be with us, talking with us about his career in music, and definitely has been a mover and shaker and still is doing so within the industry. He's definitely classified himself as the hardest working man. I mean, he takes to the skies like, you and I jump on the subway or on the bus. So you never know where he's going to be. And also the commercial for our Indigo Inspire line, which is called Indigo Inspire. And we are raising proceeds to help raise money to have a well to be drilled in Cote d'Ivoire in Africa. So proceeds from the sale of those shirts go to that project. So if you want to support that mission project, just go under shopindigo.com. That's shop, INDIEGO.com, and you'll see our apparel and everything we're doing. And we've got a new line that we're launching later this month. So you'll get a chance to see that first here on Indigo Inspire Live. But right now we're going to bring into the virtual studio, the one and only from Writing Rounds. I was trying to let my tongue get tied. Let's just bring him on. Here he is. Mr. LeBron.
Hey, everybody.
How are you? Thank you so much for being here on Indigo Inspire Live.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you all for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we are excited to have you here. Absolutely, because you got a lot happening with this brand and with this writing organization. Is so much about writing that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to turn questions over right now to none other than my co-host Sherwin.
LeBron, what's going on, man?
What's up, my friend?
I'm good. I know we spoke a little bit before. With Jessica. Came on live, and we spoke a little bit before. We never had chance to really sync up and and kind of speak to you in the process. But seeing everything that's happening with A&A production and with Writing Wrongs and all of that, for others, some might know, some might not. Just kind of take us back and just tell us a little bit about both.
Oh my goodness. Well, A&A Production Studios was started officially in 2018. And it's been a journey, learning and growing. Writing Rounds was started back in the pandemic, just a little over a year ago in April of 2020. And there's so much. And so now Writing Rounds and A&A Production Studios partnered together, and we try to do great things to put a little footprint, a thumbprint on the music industry the way we can, especially for independent artists, producers, anybody that is a creative, to be able to give opportunity to grow and learn, things that took us maybe, 10 years to gain knowledge of, we want to be able to give that and share that with people who are learning and wanting to grow and be better,
Absolutely.
And I think that's important what you mentioned, right? Because a lot of times when someone is now starting out in the industry, they might be hearing something from a friend, from a next person that's also learning. There's just all this misinformation that's out there, right? So to be able to put together a community and be able to even have the structure around where someone can learn some of the do's and don'ts, where someone can kind of have a path more or less, and even talking a little bit about that. So with Writing Wrongs and with A&A Productions, say if someone is coming through the community, would they, also have the opportunity to record with you? Like, how exactly is that transition happening?
Absolutely. That's kind of like the direct line. You know what I mean? A lot of relationships have been built through that. People who are, songwriters or singers, and they don't know who to call. Where do I go to find this and this. We try to pride ourselves on being and becoming a one-stop shop. You know what I mean? If you need music, if you need help to finish a song, we have co-writing sessions, we have all types of things. And then being partnered with a production company, you have like a direct line to contact. Hey, this place can get if you want a demo to pitch a song, or if you want to put out a record, like you have a direct line, and then we walk you through the process. I think for a lot of us, learning and growing, we spent a lot of more money that we didn't have to spend, but because we didn't know. You know what I mean? We went way around the way because we didn't know and have knowledge, and we would ask questions and couldn't find information. We read everything we can read, and we know that the industry is changing every day anyway. You know what I mean? So there's things you got to keep up with all the time, but some things we like, it shouldn't be this hard to find information. So, mistakes that we made, decisions we made that we seen set us back, or maybe, okay, we may know how to do this next time or not do this next time. You know what I mean? We want to be able to give that opportunity to others and make connection and relationship. That's a big part of the community, especially with writing rounds, is to make the connection and relationship, because something that I may not have, you may have. And that's what I love about collaboration. Even if co-writing or brainstorming or whatever it is, there's more things that can happen to benefit us if we put our heads together. I think, we live in a competitive world. And I think if people feel like, oh, if I share some information, that you may surpass me and get better. And, and this is not the case for us. We are a very collaborative, open, family-oriented place. Like, I want to see you grow. I want to see you win. And when you get a win, we celebrate that. Like, we take, like, that's our people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So having a community that supports each other, that gives information to be able to grow and learn and be better. That's the premise and the gist of the whole Writing Rounds Indie Production Studios partnership, and we're excited about it.
Absolutely. So LeBron, how did you really find out that you actually had this gift of writing? Because you can't get into something that you don't have a gift for or a passion for.
I've always loved it, but I didn't know I was a writer. I didn't know that's what I was doing. Growing up in church, and all my cousins, my dad's side of the family is super musical. They're all, musicians, singers, writers. My mom's side of the family, they're all like the educators, teachers, pastors. I grew up in the house of catching both of it. You know what I mean? So it's very beneficial. You know what I mean? And sharpening us. But even like what James said, like my father, they grew up in a quartet group. So I grew up traveling here and, quartet gospel music. And that's just like in my bones. I'm old school. I'm an old soul, when it comes to that side of it. And that kind of like sparked something. So that's how we started learning to play. And then we would start to grow, and we would get these songs that we were going to do in worship. We would start kind of rearranging them. We didn't know that's what it was called, writing an arrangement. Or we would write like a little bridge, an extra tag. We didn't know what that was. We were just doing it. And then you grow up and you kind of get blessed to be in circles, and you start learning terminology. Oh, that's what that was. That's what we were doing. So when I knew it, I've been doing this the whole time. So I started kind of focusing on it. I kind of have a gift for this. You know what I mean? And it took some people calling it out of me, seeing potential, being like, LeBron, you can do this. And I didn't see it in myself. You know what I mean? And so that was encouraging me to keep pushing. And then you start doing musical things. And then it took a couple people taking a chance on me. You know what I mean? Hey, LeBron, I have a song. I have a lyric and melody, but I don't have no music. What if you, giving me a chance to kind of be creative and sharpen my skill, which is, I think, sometimes we don't give people opportunities in their young stage, which I think is important. If you want to see people grow, if you want to see people get better, you got to give them an opportunity to fail. You know what I mean? To give feedback and to grow, things like that. So from, I guess, the teenager was when I started kind of to see that I could do something like this. When I got to college, that's when I started kind of focusing, like, you know what, let me try to be intentional with my gift and try to steward it. You know what I mean? And get myself in positions to learn and grow, even if I wasn't doing anything, just to have somebody come and, sit in the room, be a fly on the wall, to see how they do it. You know what I mean? You can take things away like that.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but then so it's funny because someone gives you a chance where you started out, and then since then you've collaborated with a lot of the greats. I mean, he's being very bashful right now, right? He's being very humble, I should say, but he's collaborated with a lot of the greats. Because if you go back and you look, stuff he's done with Will McDowell, stuff with Dante Bowie, stuff with so much other individuals, and then to be able to take all of that gifting, that knowledge, and then put it together now. So even touch a little bit even with the some of the pivot, because I feel like almost anytime I'm looking up Righting Wrongs, I keep seeing like a new community. I know this Righting Wrongs Latin, this Righting Wrongs gospel, Righting Wrongs music. So talk a little bit about how the community is just branding and growing, and even the Righting Wrongs gospel, because you guys recently released your first track on the Victory Belongs to You, which we'll play a little bit of as well. But talk a little bit about that as well, that development.
Oh my goodness, it's just so much. Like I said, it started back with the pandemic, last year. And you know what's funny? Everything where we are now, there was no plan. There was no, there was no type of like, hey, let's do something, try to, it happened in the pandemic. Jessica, who is our partner, which is she is like the queen bee of all things Righting Around. She is the one that started. So, when the pandemic hit, it kind of put everybody on the same playing field. The biggest artist who was touring the whole world couldn't leave their house. So the person who was in North Dakota in the middle of nowhere, who hasn't had the opportunity to be creative, it put everybody on the same level playing field that we can begin to write. So Jessica had this vision. She was like, you know what? Let's see if we can get people to be creative. And even during this time, it was a sad time. We've all been affected by COVID in some way, whether family members or whatever. And we can know how tragic it can be in certain situations. So how can we lift each other up and still be creative and use our gifts? And so once it started, we didn't know that it was getting ready to grow legs and start walking and running away from us. So, it wasn't until, months down the road, people started jumping in. We didn't know there was such a hunger for creativity and people wanting to exercise their gifts and talents. So then, it started growing. We need to kind of grab a hold of this thing and just, so we can steward it well, because people are coming and they're coming and we don't, we're just people, we learned the hard way. We're just trying to give information to people that they don't have to go through the same things we had to go through for learning and developing. And then it started to grow legs and run away. And we was like, Lord, we got to find a way to, get this together. So then at first we were just writing songs. Then after writing songs, people started writing more songs. And then it started getting out of the genre. We started writing all kinds of songs, pop songs, R&B songs, gospel songs, country songs, all type of things. Like, man, we started to connect people from across the country and across the world, in different countries. Like, my Lord, this is crazy. And then we started entertaining the thought of, what if we release some music? We wanted to pitch songs to artists, but we was trying to figure that out. Artists looking for music, but at that time, people were recording, but they wasn't traveling. So music kind of came to like a halt for a second. So it's like, what if we do our own thing? Now, mind you, at this time, we had no plan of starting the label. The label was Righting Wrongs Music. There was no type of anything about coming out with a label. So 2021 starts. We start planning for our retreat. We have a retreat that was the first time we were able to be together since the pandemic. You know what I mean? Writers been able to write in the same room, and it's just a different type of energy when you're in the same room. Even if we were able to be in the same room with this interview, it would be just different type of energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Technology. I mean, we're grateful. That's what kept us. You know what I mean? The pandemic, but there's different type of level of energy and excitement when you're in the room. So we were planning a retreat. Hey, 2021. If the country isn't shut down still, we're going to get together in April and we're going to write music. You know what I mean? Along that way, we said, we got some music, but we have nothing to release it under, And so all of a sudden, Righting Wrongs Music came to be, And so the weekend of our retreat in April, we released our first R&B song under Righting Wrongs R&B now. You know what I mean? So
come on.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
After another, man. It's just, oh my goodness. So Righting Wrongs Music is the label. That's like the umbrella. And so the artist under each is Righting Wrongs Gospel is the artist. Righting Wrongs R&B is the artist. Righting Wrongs Pop. And so as of now, we have 2 songs. We have one song under Righting Wrongs R&B called Instrumental that came out in April. And then we just released our new single, Righting Wrongs Gospel, Victory Belongs to You. And we're so excited about that one. It's brand new, only about like a week and some change old. And so that's kind of how that kind of even started. And it's just kind of one thing after another. We didn't have a plan. We didn't have an idea. We just kind of, wanted to steward what, kind of been placed in our lap. You know what I mean? Try to be good stewards of it and see it grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to.
Yep, I was going to say we're going to play. No. I was going to say we're going to play. I know you were going to play Victory Belongs to You featuring Jelena Hill, right?
All right, here we go.
stand a chance, no doubt that we'll see it stand and we dance. All because victory belongs to you. Oh, no mountain that could stand a chance, no valley that we'll see it stand and we dancing. All because victory belongs to you. No mountain can stand a chance, no valley we'll see it stand and we dancing. All because victory belongs to you. No mountain can stand a chance, no valley we see it stand and we dancing. All because victory belongs. Lazarus is breathing. The blood is on the field. Victory belongs to you. Watching, waiting, sticking around to see what we're ready, expecting, knowing that the victory belongs to you. Victory belongs to you. Victory belongs to you. The victory belongs to you.
Listen here.
Yes,
Listen
yes,
here.
yes,
Wait
and
a
then
minute.
yes.
Wait,
I mean,
hold,
come on.
hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Hold up.
Shout
Wait a
out to
minute.
everybody in these comments. All the
I
y'all
was just
crazy.
gonna say that, like,
Y'all
Randy
crazy.
Ross
They are
literally
live.
took over the comment. The comment is lit right now. The jokes is there.
Oh
It's
my
just
gosh. Oh my goodness.
Michael Manhurst from Canada.
Yo, have you
Is it
cried?
there? Mike, I can't.
Oh
Like,
man, that's funny.
shout out to Jalinda, man. Her
Oh my
voice,
Yes.
wow.
Incredible.
Just the production, everything. I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
So,
gonna tell y'all something.
it's
Jalinda,
incredible. Yeah.
when she was singing that, so you know, like the intro of her coming in singing that was her first take in the studio. You know how some people just come ready to sing that day?
Mm-hmm.
When she got in there and she opened her mouth and did that, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a quick day today. We're gonna be at 30 minutes, we're going home. You know what I mean? She just got in there and just she's phenomenal. It's just she's amazing.
Listen, okay. Farouk Jr. says collecting all of them to throw his shoes on the stage.
Oh my God. Oh, what's up, man? Oh my goodness, y'all crazy.
Awesome.
Don't destroy your laptops now, right?
No.
They're just throwing everything at their laptops right now.
Oh man,
She is powerful. She's powerful. She is powerful. And I'm just blown away by the fact that this is something that the Lord put on you during a pandemic, during the crisis where people were just like didn't know whether to turn to the left or to the right or what are we doing? You know, we're accustomed to all being together and running this event, that event, but just to show that beauty from ashes is still happening and still taking place amongst the devastation of loss, but God is still going to make sure his name is glorified.
Absolutely.
And so the fact that you're coming through with this incredible music and now, a label and your victory belongs to you, which to me is these are the songs that we need to hear now. We had James JDubb, do it, victory belongs to you. These are the songs that lets us know, hey, you know what? Though we've seen so many fall around us, personally, and those we didn't know, but we're still here. We're on this live doing this interview, and the fact that we're here, we have a purpose. And so, hey, I'm just saying congratulations to you, your entire team, and what is still yet to come. I'm really excited about that. Very excited about that.
Thank you. But you're so right. When we were writing this song, I didn't know that this season right now that I'm even walking in personally, I would need that message. You know what I mean? That song, we wrote it at the end of last year. during the pandemic still, and not knowing now, now that we're out, but the state of the world, people still being affected, family members, when you go through situations, you look for something, and sometimes you don't have words, you know what I mean? And so this song, even for us, even though I've lived with it for a long time, but it still is an encouragement now, just, victory does belong to the Father, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people can stand on that, no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through, he still has the victory. He has the final say. You know what I mean? So, and it's an upbeat song. You know what I mean? It's an encouraging song. So if you're down and you know what I mean, you can listen to this and you can give a little pep in your step. You know what I mean?
Come on, Pep. Come on, Pep.
Don't get me started, Doc.
Come on, Pep.
Don't get me started. I'm wound up.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I know we're almost at the top, but I want to make sure. LeBron, let us know two things. So one, you're going to share, socials and such, but I want to know, how can someone sign up for this amazing community? Because I'm seeing some familiar faces that I know from Canada that's there. There's, it's just spread across all over. So clearly people are finding value, they're connecting. So let us know, how they can sign up for the community. And also at A&A Production Studios, you guys also have services, and you're also hiring consultants. I know I saw something there. Someone sent me an email like, hey, I applied for this application and I got a response back. So someone was super hype and they were telling me about that. So I know you guys are definitely, you're doing a lot. So touch on both of those.
Okay, so on the Writing Rounds side, the website is www.writingrounds.com.
So sorry about that.
No, you okay?
I'm jumping the gun.
I'm like, well, we ready to sing now.
No, that's good. You're good.
Writingrounds.com. That's the website for Writing Rounds, and all the information, whatever you're looking for, all the information is plainly laid out there. There's links that you can get through to everything and find out all the information. It's a great community to be a part of. It's only $7 a month. That is less than a Netflix subscription. And that gives you access to co-write with people from literally across the country. It gives you access to pitch your songs to co-write and pitch songs to our label. And we may release them, may pitch them. And we have constant song pitches for artists who are looking for music. So if you want your name in the hat, it's just a great liaison and a conduit to get your stuff put in front of places that maybe you wouldn't on your own. It's a great community, and people are rooting for each other. It's no competition. There's no ego. There's no like, oh, I can't show you this because you may be better than me. We're all a family, and we're trying to grow and learn together. It's a great place to be. And then as far as A&A Production Studios, the website is www.aapstudios.com. aapstudios.com. And yes, I will make this quick plug. We just started this new thing called the service roster. So if you're a musician or a singer, we have people call us all the time. Hey, do you know I need a bass player for this conference, or I need an alto for this service today? And we were doing that for our friends. We was the middleman all the time. We said, why not just create a service that connects all these people? So you can apply on the website. Just put your information, and it's free, free to apply. And when people call us, and no matter what part of the country you're in, if you're in California, we have clients out there. Hey, LeBron, we're looking for, a tenor to sing at this conference. We look at our roster. If your name's on there, you get first priority. Oh, this person is in the LA area. So we'll call you and we'll send you the information. And there's no ifs, ands, questions about it. We send you the full itinerary. We send you all the information, and you rock and roll. So it cuts out the middleman. You don't have to talk to the church or anything. Like, we handle all the business. You just show up, sing your best, and go home. You know what I mean? Wow. So this is a great platform. If you're interested in recording demos, you want to record a project, a single, songwriting, all those things, aapstudios.com, and we'll get all the information to you.
Yo, you just heard all of that. A lot of times, sometimes, indie artists are always saying, I don't know how to get this, I don't know how to do that. Someone else got all the information. They have the information. They're providing it to you. Correct. And that's it. Patrice, over to you.
Yeah, what I was going to say is now one of the things we want to make sure from a writing standpoint, because a lot of people, they want to go into writing, but they don't really know all the business aspect of writing. And having your rights and knowing the split sheets of, okay, I wrote this verse, I wrote this whatever. And so during your writing sessions, are you also going to have a Writing Rounds conference?
Oh yeah. We are, and we're actually, I can't tell y'all everything, but I'll tell you what
Oh, no.
Come on, you can spill a little bit.
We'll get some of the tea after we go off this live. Just a little bit, just a teeny bit.
You can leave us with something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do have like teaching seminars and sessions where we teach, because we didn't know anything. When we were coming, I'm telling you, it was a struggle learning stuff. We didn't know what a PRO was. We didn't know that we had, to have some type of, number that basically is like your social security number for music that you tie everything to, and a split sheet. What is a split sheet? How do you do percentages? What is writing percentages and publishing percentages? What does that mean? We had no idea, and we were asking questions, and we learned what not to do and what to get caught up on. So if you join when you're in writing rounds, we teach you all those things. We show you how to set you up at a PRO, whether you go ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, whatever it is, how percentages look like, how to catalog your songs. What does a successful demo sound like if you want to submit it to a label or to an artist to pitch? All these things. And so when you're in a co-write, those are things that we talk about at the very top. Hey, are we going to go 50-50 down the middle? Everybody good with that? Put all your information in. It's just a learning thing. And it's a safe environment. No question is a dumb question. You don't have to feel embarrassed of not knowing something. That's what we're here for. We want to be able to provide information to people so that when you go into other settings, you're not ignorant. You know what I mean? You can be like, no, I know this is how this works. You can't get over on me. You know what I mean? As bad as it is, there are people out there that they will do that. But we want to equip people to be prepared for any scenario in the real music industry, in the real world. So we have seminars, all of that. We have clinics. And when we have our retreats, we have sessions for that. We have sessions. Quick plug, in April 2022, we have another retreat. You can sign up, come. We're going to write, we're going to learn. We have some special guests. I can't say too much, but come and be a part. But yes, we teach you all those things. So on the business aspect, so you're not afraid to go into certain settings and feel like you don't know what's going on. You'll be very well equipped and ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. And what is the website that people can go to follow and sign up and everything? I'll say that again.
Writingrounds.com.
Writingrounds.com. Writingrounds.com.
Yep.
And we're going to play a little snippet of this other song that I don't know. She's just, I don't know what to say. You know what? Let me just, I'm just going to go, hold it. We're going to go right into this one. All right, here we go. All right. Hopefully this is, Nope. That is not her. I'm so sorry. All right, I'm going to cue this up because we're having a technical situation. So I'm going to turn over to you real quickly, Sharon, and take care of it over inside.
Yep. So and this here is more of a fun question here for you, LeBron. But someone going into the studio for the first time, right? There's a lot of do's and don'ts. There's what's a good way to approach a session, what's not, and then you also, I'm sure, as a producer running the session, you have your own pet peeves when it comes to being in the studio. What are some of your do's and don'ts when you're working with someone in the studio?
As always depends. If I'm working with somebody and I know it's their first time, my objective more so than even the music is that their experience is great. So that they're not walking away feeling like, oh, I can't do this, or I had a bad vocal day, or I had a bad. It's okay. We all have. If y'all seen what I've been through in the studio, you would feel like what you were doing is fine. You know what I mean? I've had, you know what I mean? And in big sessions where I'm like the small man on the totem pole, and it's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. So your first experience, you want to make it a good experience. So for me as a producer, I want to make sure whoever the client is, the artist, they have a great experience. You know what I mean? So that makes them want to come back. And when they're feeling good, you sing good. You know what I mean? When you sing good, you're excited, you're happy, you want to tell all your friends and family. So those are great things. I think for me, pet peeves as a producer, if I'm working with other producers, I am a very prepared person when it comes to going to the studio. When I walk in, because time is money. When I walk in there and you're paying somebody, you on the clock. You know, we ain't got time to waste in here. We ain't coming in here trying to write. We can write at home. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to arrange. We arrange it at home. So it's coming prepared for certain things. That is one thing for me I am very particular about, is I will do all the work that nobody sees. And that's what people don't understand. People want, all the shine. I'm like, listen, the real work is done behind closed doors. Yes. What you do in secret, that's going to show up in your work anyway. So I don't have to go tell you how many hours I spent. It's going to show up in my craft. You know what I mean? In my music. Yeah. So that's one thing. people don't come prepared or not being on time. Now, we've all been guilty. I mean, I've been late a few times, but I also communicate. I let you know, hey, listen, this is what's happening. But no communication, and you late. That's stuff I'm like, okay, I'm making a middle note. Next time I need someone done, I may or may not. You know what I mean? Those type of things. Those are little pet peeves. I think those things don't take practice. That just takes discipline. You know what I mean? Like you have to, be disciplined. Set your alarm, get on up, and come on to this 8 a.m. session. You know what I mean? That's good to know, man. I thought about that.
All right, I think we are queued up and ready to go with.
Ready? Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Good. I'm saying go ahead. You can play it if you're ready.
It's still what is happening. We still have technical issues. I don't know. We'll continue with one more question, and I'm gonna pull this up.
Okay. Not a problem. And then also too, because I saw Jessica just mentioned that there. Jessica said A&A production studio, it's all about providing a great experience, not just great materials. So that's the slogan right there. There you go. And I wanted to ask you about a collaboration that I know Jessica was also a part of that project, Grave Clothes with Maverick City. So how was that collaboration with you? Because you mentioned something just now as far as there's some collaborations whereby you're doing everything, and then there's others when you're working with other producers and you're working with other creatives, and I'm sure the Maverick City definitely was one of them from a larger collaborative approach. So how was that?
Oh, it's a pretty easy, seamless process. I remember when Jessica showed the song to me, she's like, "LeBron, I have this little chorus, and it actually sounded just a little bit different than what we hear now. But it was like, this is hot, yo. This is killing, and in my mind, I'm hearing like full, like big bands. I'm hearing horns and everything, you know what I mean? Just going like a different lane. But then we arranged it. And then she took it to Maverick City, and they started writing. And then when I heard, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Wow. And then they wanted to record it. So, I mean, all the nuts and bolts were there. So it made it easy as far as like them doing it, because we set the stage up for them with like the lyric melody co-writes. We had people from there that we all wrote with and collaborated with. But when working with another producer, what's funny, one thing 2020 taught me was that you can do things and not have to be in the same room. The song heard, like Victory Belongs to You, 75% of that we recorded remotely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
What I mean? Okay. So like we wrote the song remote. Somebody was in Michigan, I'm in Georgia, Tennessee, another one in Georgia, we wrote it remote. All the demo stuff was sent in, had a guy send drum files, guys sent bass files, guys sent guitar files. It was even in the same room. The only thing that we recorded together was vocals and drums. That was the only things, So it taught us like, you know what, you can get it done. Thank God for technology. But the process from producer to producer, technology makes it easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Send and share files, you can arrange even in real time now. They have software to do that. But when you're pitching songs to other places like Maverick, when we did that, it was simple, it was easy, it was seamless. Okay. Jess killed it. I mean, she sang, sang her face off, and the vibe was nice. And it's always fun when you see other places in churches like singing the songs. Like, wow, like, and I think I'll never get used to that. You know what I mean? When you hear that, it's like, wow, it's just a humbling experience and something to see and hear that people appreciate it and they want to sing it. And it's just, to God be the glory.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying if you're ready, you can go ahead. But I just wanted to also point out that I saw something else because I'm all in the comments. The comments are just flowing. So Jessica's also mentioning A&A is now hosting stems and multi-tracks as well. Take advantage, and that's key. That's definitely key. So you're getting all the plugs, LeBron. You're not saying this stuff, man. I mean, come on. This is your time, man. You gotta let us know.
Yeah, I don't know how much time we had. Yeah. So like the song Victory Belongs to You just came out. If you're interested in singing it at your church, the stems are available. Let's say you only have keys, bass, and drums at your church and you need some guitars and background vocals and stuff. You can purchase the stems. You can go to aapstudios.com, click on the stems and multi-tracks tab, and you can download the stems. It's a great service to have, but not just for our own songs. If you're an artist and you're looking for a hosting site to host your stems, we can talk about all the nitty-gritty like details. But you will not find a deal like this anywhere else on any other streaming or multi-tracks hosting site. You can upload. We'll house them for you. We give you payouts every quarter. You will get 50% of all sales. You will not find that on any other platform, I promise you.
Wow.
And it's just a great place. So you can direct people there to get your stems. And it's just a great place. So check it out, aapstudios.com. And you can find all the information.
I gotta make sure I get all this information so I can write it up for the blog,
Yeah.
man. I'll be sending you a follow-up note, man. I need to get all of it.
Man. Send it.
I think we have a little bit of defeated, and I'm trying to get this up here. So hopefully we can get this in here now.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. It's not giving me the whole. I'm having some technical issues with it. I cannot get all defeated up here.
That's not good right there where you at. Just right there out. That's fine. That's
fine. That's a good. That's a good part right there.
Absolutely. And for some reason, technically, I'm being defeated over here. I don't even know why that is. I mean, really. But we will not be defeated. We will make sure we get this up here. So, but in the meantime, LeBron, thank you so much for being on the show. It is an absolute honor. We will definitely have you on here. And please consider Indigo Inspire Live as part of the team.
You are incredible. Thank you for having me. I'm so humbled to be here. We family now, so we rocking and rolling.
There you go.
We are rocking and rolling. And for everyone that has been joining us tonight, be part of the global family. You can follow us here on Indigo Inspire Live. You'll see all of our connection information here, Indigo Inspire Live on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. And of course, you cannot leave here without following my dear brother here on the Gospel Music Buzz. You'll see all right down the ticker tape. You'll see how to connect with him on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. But LeBron, we want you to stay with us after the show. We want to talk to you for a minute. But for everybody else who took time out of your schedule to be a part of this double guest program tonight, we're so excited. And don't forget, on September the 20th, Movers and Shakers, we'll be premiering with none other than Uncle G. We'll be in the building. Greg Lyons will be here talking about Movers and Shakers. He is doing a lot of moving and a lot of shaking in the music industry. So as we always tell you guys, hey, like us here on the page. If you like what we're doing here on Indigo Inspire Live, like the page and also share it. We'd love to have information and be in contact with you. And you'll be the first ones on this page to know who is going to be our next guest as well. So as I always tell you, hey, it's not just a vibe here, baby. It's a whole mood. Have a great night. God bless you.
Have a great night, y'all.